testimony. I now yield 5 minutes to our ranking member on the full committee, Mr. Issa of California, for his statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this second hearing in a series today. Our work together on a bipartisan basis should, in fact, be a model for all the members of Congress. Today, Chairman Bernanke is here as part of this process, not because of one side or the other, but because we came to a consensus that for all the good work in a financial crisis, oversight still needed to discover what was or wasn't done. Was it consistent with the kind of behavior behind closed doors that we would like to always know is going on, even when appropriately government shares information only discreetly with other government agencies? Additionally, yours and my role as reformers is critical in a process in which the President's financial reform system or proposal has included broad and sweeping increases in Chairman Bernanke or his successor's powers. Additionally, former Secretary Paulson, acting in good faith and in concert, in fact deserves his opportunity to tell us about the events. Let there be no doubt, Mr. Chairman, all of us on the dais are aware that 24/7 leaders of the Fed, the Treasury, the FDIC, the OCC, and the SEC all worked diligently to get us out of a financial crisis that was many years in the making, in almost every case not something in which those getting us out participated in a direct way, and in fact was done in the best interest of the American people. And I want to thank Chairman Bernanke for his effort and his major role in that effort, which is still ongoing today. Through the committee's investigation, we have learned the Federal Government, led by both Chairman Bernanke and then Secretary Paulson, made certain threats against Ken Lewis during a time in which he was, in fact, considering pulling out or renegotiating the Merrill Lynch merger. There have been conflicting reports under oath by Ken Lewis and by Secretary Paulson about what occurred. To his credit, Chairman Bernanke has been quick to give us written responses, both publicly and privately, that today we would hope lead to a thorough understanding of whether, in fact, there is a vast misunderstanding of what a threat was, what the intent was, whether or not what we often call, and I have called, a cover-up was in fact simply appropriately determining why an agency should be not informed. I, for one, personally doubt that all of these can be explained away, but it is very possible that today hindsight will show us that if we all had to do it again, we would do it differently. I think it's important today that we give Chairman Bernanke a full and complete opportunity to talk about the environment in which he was working, his desires and reasons for doing what he did, and where discussions that he might or should or could perhaps replace the board and the CEO of Bank of America may have in fact been blown out of proportion, may have been misunderstood. I, for one, though, am looking at Main Street America, the stockholders who in some cases got less than they would have gotten through other means. This includes Chrysler, General Motors, and of course Bank of America and Merrill Lynch. I'm also deeply concerned that going forward, if the systemic risk proposal by the President, which would give vast authority over any entity, bank or otherwise, that represents a potential systemic risk, is to be given to an agency, and if that, Mr. Chairman, is to be the Fed, and if that power is used, what will be the oversight? What will be the consultation? How will we know that although the Fed has the lead, will the SEC, the OCC, and other agencies charged with their responsibilities always be kept informed? I appreciate today, Mr. Chairman, that not everyone on the dais agrees that the focus is on what was done behind closed doors relating to this merger. Others may say, and it is their prerogative, that the question is, what did officers and directors of these companies do? I, for one, am also interested to hear that, but today, primarily, I would like to understand how we can have statements made by government officials be so different, and why the evidence provided today to us in the way of emails and other documentation appears to see changes and disagreements that cannot be explained away. Mr. Chairman, I look forward to continuing this on a bipartisan basis. Your support and friendship and our ability to work together in a way not often found in Congress has made this Congress more effective, this committee more effective, and I thank you for your service and yield back.
Thank you very much. I thank the ranking member for his statement and thank him for his words as well.